There comes a moment in life when the silence you've been holding on to starts to feel too heavy to bear, almost as if it's pressing down on your soul, leaving you unable to breathe freely. That moment, the one where everything inside you is screaming to be let out, has finally arrived for me today. I've reached a point where the weight of the truths I've kept hidden has grown to immense, and it feels like my heart might break under the pressure of everything I've left unsaid for so many nights. I have found myself lying awake, unable to escape the endless loop of thoughts running through my mind. Those nights have been filled with restless hours of questioning every decision I've ever made, wondering if the path I've chosen was the right one. I've wrestled with myself, battling the fear of what would happen if I dared to speak the words that I've been holding inside for what feels like forever. I've wondered if I even had the courage to say them at all. But in those quiet, sleepless hours, I've also come to a realization I can no longer find peace by avoiding the truth. There's no solace to be found in hiding from it, and there's no redemption in trying to arch on the feelings I've been carrying for so long. The more I run, the more it consumes me, so now I've reached the point where I have no choice but to stop, to stand still, and to face the truth head on. Here I am today, standing before you, ready to finally say what I've been holding back for so long. What I'm about to reveal may take you by surprise, and it might be something you never expected to hear from me. Still, it's a truth that has grown too big to ignore, and I can no longer keep it inside. The third party, the person who came between us, stands as the single greatest mistake I have ever made in my life. I don't hesitate or feel any shame in admitting this now because the truth has been staring me in the face for far too long, waiting for me to acknowledge it. I spent so much time trying to avoid confronting what was right in front of me, but I can't continue pretending anymore. The reality of what I allowed into my life has become impossible to ignore. In the beginning, I tried to justify her presence in my world, convincing myself that my actions and decisions were somehow acceptable. I made excuses for the choices I was making, trying to rush in our lives while it couldn't truly be defended. I told myself lies to make it seem as though everything was fine, even when deep inside, I knew the opposite was true. Despite my attempts to push those feelings away, my heart always knew the truth. It was clear to me all along that she didn't belong in my story, She never fit into the life I was supposed to be building, especially not the life I envisioned with you. Coming to terms with this truth feels like ripping apart a house that I built on a foundation that was never steady to begin with. This process may feel like starting over from scratch, but I know it's necessary. It's the only way to create something real, something honest, and something that can stand the test of time with you by my side. Why is she the biggest mistake of my life? It's because her presence distracted me from the one thing that truly mattered. She pulled my focus away from the most important person in my life, making me lose sight of what was real and meaningful. She came into my life with promises of excitement and thrills, making it seem like she could bring something new and well and worthwhile. But in the end, all she delivered was a deep emptiness that left me feeling hollow and full of regrets. Her presence didn't add anything of value to my life. Instead, it took away what mattered most. She created a wedge, breaking the connection I had with you, the person I value more than anyone else. It hurts to look back and realize how much I let her presence harm us. That destruction, that mistake wasn't worth the cost. She offered nothing that could ever compare to the depth and meaning you bring to my life. By stepping away from her and looking honestly at the choices I've made, I've come to understand an undeniable truth. She was never with the risk of losing you. Not for a moment, not for anything. She was a fleeting mistake, a temporary lapse in judgment that almost cost me something irreplaceable. Facing this truth has been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, but it's also been a necessary part of my growth. This confession I'm making to you now isn't just about saying I'm sorry, though my heart is filled with regret for the pain I caused. It's also a promise, a commitment to you and to myself that I will never repeat the mistakes that brought us to this place. I know what truly matters now, and I won't let anything come between us again. You are my priority, and I will do whatever it takes to prove that to you. You possess everything you need to turn your goals into reality. This is a powerful energy, encouraging you to take action with confidence and trust in your abilities. You might be dismissing something valuable because it doesn't look exactly how you expect it, or because you're too focused on other things. Take a moment to step back and assess your current resources. You might find hidden potential in places you hadn't considered. The key message is to remain flexible and open-minded as you navigate your financial journey. Be willing to explore new ideas and ventures while also maximizing the resources and opportunities you already have. Approach your decisions with creativity, positivity, and trust in your ability to attract abundance. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks you for watching.